Do you have an ascension body? You may have never heard of this before. I haven't. It's something that came to me through a download. I wanted to share it with you because it made perfect sense for something I'm physically experiencing right now as we move into fifth and beyond dimension. And as our DNA changes and as we accelerate our awakening. Get ready, I'm going to share something, and this may be you. Do you have an ascension body? Let's get started. Welcome to Landria Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through those fears and live an amazing life. I'm going to give you the tools to manifest anything. I always give you tools, steps, things to do, mobile apps, lessons, e-courses. Why? Because we need guidance. Because otherwise we're left with our own thinking and with no knowledge, with no learning. Well, it's a much longer trip to, let's just say, Ascension. We're going to talk about Ascension today. And I want to share this with you because something recently happened to me, and I thought, I wonder how many other people are experiencing this that may not put the two things together. Have you had symptoms? We're going to ask a series of questions, so get ready, have fun with this. We're going to ask some questions that are going to determine whether or not this may include you. Before I start, I just want to say one thing. We're all completely different people on different journeys with different things that we experience along the way. There's no one thing. So when you see videos out there that this is how awakening is or this is how whatever is, it's not necessarily true for you. There may be some typical symptoms of things. So what I'm going to share with you may or may not apply. But if they've happened to you or you experience some things along the way, you'll start to put two and two together. It's going to make so much sense. Have you, I should say, experienced any kind of strange feelings in the last few years? It's actually been years, about 5 years for me, when I started to get like electrical charges through my body. And it would always be at night when my mind was relaxed, almost in a meditative state, and it would wake me up sometimes. It was not painful, but it was like something was happening to my body that I could not explain. It was so prominent, it was happening so often, sometimes so intensely, that I actually was trying to figure this out. I was getting books, and is it Kundalini awakening? What is it? Do you have any experiences, or have you had experiences similar, where your body just goes through some very bizarre changes that you can't explain and you don't know why? Now, they aren't necessarily connected to like, I've been meditating, I go to, awakened state or whatever. This could just be completely on its own, and I'll explain why. Okay, the other thing is, like, people have talked to me about like involuntary body movements. You think, oh, go see the doctor. Well, that could be the case. But that apparently is a Kundalini thing where your body just moves involuntarily and just like whatever. I've never experienced that, but I know some people who have. Have you experienced certain things like high blood pressure all of a sudden? Now, Dolores Cannon talks about this. I love her. Dolores Cannon talks about high blood pressure, or, have you completely like changed how you eat? You just don't even want to touch meat anymore, or there's certain things you just don't want to be around, and it's unusual because we do go through phases, your taste buds do change, but I'm talking about like all of a sudden you just feel like a different person. Have you had other bodily symptoms like exhaustion? And I'm not talking about exhaustion from things that are going on in your life. It's just like all of a sudden you don't know why, and you're exhausted, and you're, a healthy person. So we have to disregard if you're overweight, not working out, eating junk food, drinking or smoking too much. We have to look at those factors. I want you to isolate that and say, as a person who wouldn't normally be experiencing that, these things have shown up. These are all potentially signs of ascension. Let me explain what ascension is. If you've experienced those and you feel very strongly that something's going on with you and you don't know what it is. Our bodies are changing right now because the energy of the planet and the energy of the collective is changing. If you are not even pursuing awakening, if you're not even looking for it, which I know you are on some level because you're on my channel, if you are not looking for it, you will still be affected by it. And this is the whole purpose of the collective raising the frequency. The more those of us who pray for each other, pray for peace on the planet, send light and love, bring that into our daily. Got my mobile apps coming out the end of February. It's gonna help you guys. It's free. It's gonna catch you, out of those negative thoughts. And the more you work on that, the more you contribute to the collective in a positive way. Other people are affected because we're just one energy. So like when somebody walks in the room, you go, ugh. You don't know what it is. It's a negative energy. It's like, oh, we think that's, we accept that. No, that is the collective. That's quantum physics. We're all entangled. So when somebody, especially when somebody's in close proximity, you're picking up on real magnetic fields, electromagnetic fields, right? Lower or higher frequencies. You're picking up on it. You feel it. It affects you. All right? So you may be experiencing some changes because the collective is raising. Isn't that good? Yay! Why? How do I know? Because major catastrophes and certain wars and things have not happened that were predicted by some major dudes who said, I'm predicting these, but you can change them. Such like Nostradamus and Edgar Cayce said, nothing we say is in stone. This can all be changed. They were sort of warnings more than predictions, right? A good psychic will tell you, anything I tell you can be changed. You have that power, and we've been doing it. It only takes 1% of the population to really boost all that, and we're doing it. So what's happening is we are physical bodies on the planet being, let's just say, animated by our energy, right? These are created by our energy and animated by our energy. It is really one thing, right? Combined with everything else, which is all one thing. Everything's just one thing. So that combined energy is a dense energy. The body's dense energy. The experience on the planet's dense. It's lower frequency experiences. Material world is lower frequency because it's dense. So as a higher being in a dense energy costume, right? I'm sure there's a better word. I'll come up with one. Your costume is like wearing a lead costume when you are like this beautiful light being and you're having to trudge around with this thing. What's happening is as the frequency of the planet raises, and especially if you're doing this, it's even more intense. You're going to experience a mismatch of a dense body with a higher frequency spirit. That spirit is your body also too. So it's not separate. It's infused. So what's happening is the body's trying to keep up with and change with the frequency changes of the collective of your own personal awakening. So as your frequency goes up, because that's who you are, this body all of a sudden is not functioning the same. It's having to work differently. So sometimes it's not catching up like that. It's denser, it's slower, it takes a while. Some of you experience those electrical charges. It's your DNA pumping up. That junk DNA, there's no such thing. We have parts of our DNA in our brains that we don't even use. They're starting to be activated. And that's what that was. I found that out. My DNA was starting to be activated. It was time, and I was being affected by it. I, of course, have been, on a very highly spiritual path, and that's exactly what was going on at that time. I was going to that next level, so it was really getting charged up. And I went through a few physical symptoms, not so much like other people. My blood pressure would all of a sudden go up, and it's never been high in my entire life. And then it would go down for no reason. I eat super clean and healthy, and I thought, okay, there's some stuff going on here. Take care of yourself. All right, so now I want to share with you something that you may not know. all right? You may not know this. The Ascension body is going to take some hits as you progress in your raising your frequency, okay? It's going to take some hits. And it's going to continually remind you that you're human, and you're going to find yourself feeling, this is where the Ascension body, that you may not have heard this before, you may feel like you are a super energetic, high frequency in a dense body. You're going to actually feel that. So I experienced this with my head strep throat recently. The universe is saying you are acting out your ascension body, but your physical planetary body cannot keep that pace up. So my planetary body got run down and basically said, I can't keep doing this, and it got ill. I got strep throat, which means I couldn't talk, which is what I do for a living, and it means that I really felt bad. I had to sleep a lot, which I don't do very much of because I'm always, loving what I'm doing. And basically saying, you are on planet Earth. This is where I am. My body is here, and it has some restrictions until which time it will elevate its potential to become, not reliant on even food or water or anything, right? But we're not there yet. This is going to take a while because this body's dense. Your ascension body is going to be more ideas, wanting to do things, super high energy. Sometimes your brain's going, but not this chatter thinking. It's creative and inspiration and songs and poems and ideas for your book and different businesses you want to create. I have about 10 going on at one time. It's like, and you think, well, gosh, how many pots of coffee did she have? I actually do mostly decaf, just so you know. And in fact, I didn't have coffee before I talked to you. So I just want you to understand, this isn't just my natural state of being. My ascension body has no limits. So it wants to keep going and going and go. Are you experiencing this? I would love to see your comments. Are you experiencing the ascension body where you are the ascension body? You have now almost separated from your body in a way where you almost don't relate to it. Like, I think of myself as like, this is like a bizarre role that we're playing. Okay, I'm here, I'm playing the role. It's sort of weird. I talked to my friend Marina, you know that I interviewed her. And she said to me, I feel like I'm in a hologram. I said, oh my gosh, I can't believe you said that, because I feel like I'm not this body and that I'm just sort of walking through the motions, because I feel like I'm in an ascension body now that has tapped into everything out here, that is here on this exciting journey and adventure here on a planet. We don't get to do this. I mean, this is unique, right? You may have been here a few times, but this is a unique experience. I've felt like, wow, okay, the ascension body is getting to experience all of this, and what am I going to do within all of this? But the human body, my planetary body, is saying, okay, we have millions of years of density that's still part of our energetic makeup that doesn't allow us to completely, transcend into that like that. All right? Spiritual leaders get sick. They run themselves down. They get exposed to other things out there because we are a collective, because they're still having a human experience. They still have planetary bodies. So are you feeling, and this is totally coming from me. I've never seen anything like this out there. I just realized this is what I was experiencing, and I'll bet some of you are, I'll bet a lot of you are, where you feel like you are like in this transformational, expansive place. 2020, the year of expansion. I've named that the year of expansion and beyond. Expanding into all these things, and there's a disconnect with your body, and so you're making adjustments to it, maybe giving up things, trying to adjust your diet, or trying to figure out what's going on, or maybe if you are sluggish or whatever, you're like, what is that? Because there's this other part of you. I'm not talking about just you walking around feeling sluggish. I'm talking about you feel like there's this other part of you that's going over here and just exploding with excitement and inspiration and creativity, and you want to go, 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 and then your body once in a while says, sit down, take a break, eat a meal, you don't have to be doing that 24/7, because we're acting, the Ascension body acts unlimited, because it knows it is, because it's used to being unlimited. The Ascension you, which is your higher self, knows no limits, so it's not performing like a human body. It's not even thinking of those limits, which is why a lot of you will push yourselves till you drop. It's because you have a very high frequency Ascension body. And that means it's kicked in, and now you've almost really, you function more in the Ascension body than you do your planetary body. And this is just the vehicle that sort of, in some ways, tethers you to the density of the planet. Does this make sense? If you guys are experiencing this, you know what I'm talking about. It's like, oh my God, that makes sense. I feel like these two things are separate. Because people always say, well, I feel like I'm awakening, but I'm feeling exhausted and all this other stuff's going on. But you got to be careful here, because if you're not functioning in the Ascension body if you're so focused in allowing this to take you down. My Breakthrough Fear course, we separate these things. We know how to observe. My students understand how to observe. Whether they use it or not, it's up to them. I can observe these feelings. I observe being human and having a planetary body. Am I going to focus on my Ascension body? My Ascension body is, wow, it's like going into overdrive. Now, a lot of you aren't experiencing the Ascension body. You're just not experiencing that at all. So it's time for you to go into that. It's time for you to start the meditation. Take some of my courses. Go to landriaonkka.com. I have a boatload of courses. When my mobile app comes out, and the Miracle Circle, it's an Ascension. Actually, it's a miracle group. I have a monthly membership starting March 1st. I'm going to launch it. Private group where we start to focus on miracles, why they happen, why don't they happen, how do you get miracles to happen, how do you get into that place where you're so comfortable and at ease, and we use the power of the entire group to manifest miracles. All right, it's pretty powerful, and I actually show you how this has been done for many, many years and proven in experiments. A lot of you know about this. So that's that Ascension space we go into, where we're putting all the planetary bodies aside, and we're going into this space where anything can happen, right? You're going into the space where you don't allow that to pull you down, even though you can experience being human, which is amazing. It's amazing being here. I mean, even when I'm like, I've had enough, this is cray-cray what we do to each other, but it's changing, and you're here to help change that. Don't let go of that mission. Don't lose sight of it. You have an important purpose here, and if you don't get this right, that's not going to change. And it starts with one person, right? 1%. That means if one person out of 100 focuses on themselves and gets that frequency up, and you go into your Ascension body, and your planetary body's just over here functioning, you're tethered to it, then you can make an unbelievable change. Actually, 1% is one of the statistics they came up with. I believe it could be less. But all I know is there's power in numbers, and we're going to start pulling that in together. So I hope you'll join the Miracle Circle in March when that launches. My internet training for free. We got people launching new businesses. Marina, she's one of my students, came in. She's got her own business now. She's a little rock star. Within a few months, she's up and running. She's got courses coming out. Exciting things. And that's because we learned how to use the internet. She actually said, this training has helped me in my other jobs. She's got another business that supports her own business that she owns. And she said, it actually helped me learn how to be more efficient in my own job, because when we learn how to create online businesses, we learn how everything works together. And if this piece isn't working, all the other pieces don't work together. It's pretty amazing. This is free. It's, a workshop every day that explains what it is. What's the training? How do you use it? I'll be there too. And let's have fun. Let's explore. Let's expand. Go into the Ascension body. Share the comments. Share this video, because I want to know how many people out there experiencing this that didn't even think of it that way. They just think it's Ascension symptoms, versus you have a body out here, a higher self that is now detaching itself, more and more from the physical density. But the physical density part still has its own, let's just say, evolution to go through, and that's why the DNA is kicking in. It has to be able to handle this power. We'd blow up. I'm not kidding. We would literally explode, because it could not handle the power of what we are. So that power is too much for the body. This is why you'll find yourself going out here, because in here, that body just, it's too much. This is why high blood pressure, all those things are happening. So tell me about the Ascension body, not the Ascension symptoms. I want to hear about if you feel like you have an Ascension body that is out here going 100 miles an hour and ready with, the inspiration, all that stuff, and feeling really great, and feeling some physical effects from trying to keep up with that. It's a lot of fun, actually, but I took a few days off. It actually wasn't that bad. I just slept all day, and I just, I watched a little Columbo reruns. You're whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Please subscribe. Please share my videos. Please spread the word. That 1% could change this planet. I'm sending you light, love, health, wealth, abundance, most of all, awakening. Namaste.